Clinton Road, the most haunted road in America. Do you believe there is a road in America that even the police are afraid to patrol at night? A road where people see glowing red eyes in the wood, where if you throw a coin into the stream, a cold hand will return it to you, and where ghost trucks suddenly appear, chasing until they disappear without a trace. That road is called Clinton Road. Clinton Road is located in the state of New Jersey, only about 10 miles long, but has become a horror legend in American culture. It is a small, deserted road running through a dense forest. There are no houses, no lights, and most importantly, no phone signal. Many police officers have admitted, if I can avoid it, I would not want to patrol Clinton Road at night. The narrator in this section may be a driver driving down the road at midnight, or simply a narrator who takes the audience into the world of Clinton Road. It is said that Clinton Road is unlike any other road. At night, you can drive for miles without seeing a soul. But then, suddenly, you will see two red lights looming in the woods. Some people think they are the eyes of wild animals. But the scary thing is, those eyes move with the car, no matter how fast or slow you go. One driver swears that they hover right next to the window, higher than a deer or a coyote. A group of young men once stopped their car and shined their flashlights into the dark woods. Nothing. But when they got back to their car, a low growl came from the bushes, as if a giant creature was watching. One of the most famous stories about Clinton Road is the haunted bridge. People call it Ghost Boy Bridge. Legend has it that decades ago, a boy was hit and killed by a car while walking. Since then, the boy's spirit has been haunting the area. Locals say, if you stop your car on the bridge at midnight, put a coin on the tracks, or throw it into the stream, the coin will disappear. And a few seconds later, it will return, placed right in the middle of a cold, invisible hand. A group of young men once took up the challenge. They laughed and threw a few coins into the water. Just a few minutes later, one of the coins clattered onto the hood of their car. As the group screamed, one of the boys dared to shine a flashlight into the water and saw a small, pale hand reaching out of the water. Clinton Road is also famous for another terrifying phenomenon: ghost trucks. Many drivers have reported that when they were driving slowly to find their way, suddenly a very bright headlight appeared in their rearview mirror. A huge truck roared toward them, honking its horn, forcing them to speed up. But no matter how fast it drove, the truck would follow closely behind. When the driver tried to pull over to let the truck pass, but as soon as it was out of sight, it was gone. No engine noise, no lights, as if it had never existed. A driver once called 911 after experiencing this phenomenon, but the police replied,
"We're used to hearing about phantom trucks. That's Clinton Road."
More than just a ghost story, Clinton Road has been linked to real crimes. Over the decades, police have found bodies dumped along this stretch of road. Some victims were dumped in gangland fights. Others went missing and were found there in a state of decomposition. Some witnesses even told of strange rituals performed by cult groups that once gathered in the woods around Clinton Road. Burning candles, strange symbols, and midnight chanting. All of this makes the already gloomy road even more of a symbol of fear. Today, Clinton Road is still a destination for thrill seekers. But locals often advise, if you have nothing to do, don't drive down Clinton Road after midnight. You never know who or what is walking down that road with you. Eastern State Penitentiary, the haunted prison in Philadelphia. Do you believe that there is a place that once held thousands of prisoners, but is now home to ghosts? A place where visitors say they hear the sound of chains dragging, the sound of prisoners screaming in the dark, and the shadow of a skinny man still sitting in the cold cell. That place is the Eastern State Penitentiary, one of the most haunted prisons in America. Eastern State was built in 1,829 inches, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. When it opened, it was the most modern prison in the world, designed according to the absolute solitary confinement model. Each prisoner was locked up alone, not allowed to contact anyone. The original idea was to give them time to repent in solitude. But in reality, this isolation caused many people to lose their minds, fall into despair, and commit suicide. The prison operated for more than 140 years, holding notorious criminals such as Al Capone. In 1971, Eastern State officially closed. But from then on, the creepy rumors began to spread. Eastern State was famous for its gruesome punishments. Inmates who violated the law were tied to water chairs, doused with cold water, and left to freeze in the winter. Some were locked in the hole, a dark, cramped underground room with no light or decent food. Some were forced to wear iron masks, unable to speak. These punishments caused many prisoners to die in pain. Those who survived went insane. Prison guards once recorded, "At night, the hallways echoed with screams, but not everyone lived to make them." After the prison closed, Eastern State became a tourist attraction. But visitors and staff have reported chilling experiences. Cell Block 12, famous for the maniacal laughter and whispering that can be heard coming from the empty cell. Cell Block 6. Many people have seen a shadowy figure slinking around a corner and disappearing. Cell Block 4. A camera captured a ghostly white figure gliding through the hallways. Footage that was featured on the show Ghost Hunters. A tour guide said he felt a cold hand on his shoulder, but when he turned around, there was no one there. One of the most famous stories involves Al Capone, the notorious Chicago crime boss. Capone was imprisoned at Eastern State in 1929 for weapons possession. Despite being housed in a luxury cell with furniture, a radio, and woodwork, Capone would often scream in the night, "Leave me alone!" begging a man named Jimmy to spare him. It is believed that Jimmy was James Clark, the victim of the Valentine's Day massacre ordered by Capone. And even in prison, Capone was haunted by Jimmy's spirit. Some visitors claim to hear a man's voice speaking in Capone's old cell. "Jimmy, please forgive me, Jimmy!" Although the place is completely empty. Today, Eastern State is open as a history museum and also a ghostly attraction. Many visitors describe the feeling, a chill down the spine when entering the hallway of Cell Block 12, hearing the sound of iron chains being dragged behind them, seeing a tall, dark figure standing at the end of the cell block, but disappearing as they approached. Some paranormal investigators have even recorded EVP, electronic voice phenomena, a faint voice on a tape recorder. "I'm still here." More than 50 years after its closure, Eastern State remains a haunting symbol. It is not only a reminder of the cruel past of the American prison system, but also a place where many believe the souls of prisoners never leave. And if one day you step into Cell Block 12, when the iron door closes behind you, remember, you may never be the only one in that room. Centralia, the ghost town that has been smoldering for more than half a century. Imagine you walk into a town with no one in sight. The streets are cracked. Smoke is rising from underground. Signs warning of danger, toxic gas are everywhere. Close is not a horror movie. It's a real place in America. Centralia, a ghost town that has been smoldering since 1962. Centralia used to be a coal mining town in Pennsylvania with more than 1,000 residents. But in 1962, an event happened in this place that turned it into hell on earth. A fire burned in the mine under the town. We thought it would go out quickly, but no one expected that the fire would spread. The fire would be silent for years, and it still hasn't gone out. The underground fire. The ground temperature in many places reaches 8,100 degrees Celsius. Toxic CO2 and CO gas escape throughout the town. The road surface cracked. White smoke rose, as if the gates of hell had opened. In 1981, a 2-year-old boy died when the ground subsided, happily. Luckily, someone lasted. This event forced the authorities to decide to evacuate the entire population. Most left. But some old people remained, refusing to accept the danger. Today, Centralia has less than 10 scattered residents. All the doors of the houses have been demolished. Only the foundations and the old church remain. Tourists come out of curiosity, but many recount creepy experiences, hearing clanging sounds underground, as if someone was digging. Some even saw silhouettes of people passing through the smoke, then disappearing. Some swear they heard screams of pain echoing from underground, as if the killers were calling for help. Centralia is not only famous for its burning, but also has become a ghost legend. Locals believe that the souls of miners are still trapped underground, burned to death. A ghost hunting group once recorded an EVP, electronic voice, whispering,
"Get out."
Visitors said that when they passed through the Centralia cemetery, they saw a column of smoke rising from the first floor to the sky, as if the soul was escaping. Centralia was the inspiration for the town in the horror film and game series Silent Hill. Centralia's producers for its creepy setting, cracked streets, toxic smoke rising continuously, abandoned, dilapidated houses. Death and death covered the whole town. When entering Centralia, people said that nothing was different from real-life Silent Hill. Centralia is now just a spot on the map of America, but the fire is expected to burn for at least another 200 years. And if you ever get a chance to see the fever pass, remember, there is a natural fire under your feet. And who knows, in the rising smoke